I go for refuge and turn my light into the Buddha, the Dhamma, the Sangha. By my accumulations of the practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge and turn my light into the Buddha, the Dhamma, the Sangha. By my accumulations of the practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge and turn my light into the Buddha, the Dhamma, the Sangha. By my accumulations of the practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. Sanje joda zoge jonam la chanjo bardo dane gyabso age jinso kebe sonam ge dola benjre sanje dubara jo sanje joda zoge chanjo bardo dane gyabso dage jinso kebe sonam ge dola benjre sanje dubara jo Sanje joda zoge chonam la chanjo bardo dane gyabso che age jinso kebe sonam ge chola benjire sanje drupara isho Om ye dharma hetu prabhavam hetum te sham data gato yavatat Tesham chayo nirodha evam vati mahashamana yesva Om ye dharma tu prabhavam hetum tesham dathagato yavatat Tesham chayo nirodha evam vati mahashramana yesva Om ye dharma hetu prabhavam hetum tesham dathagato yavatat Tesham chayo nirodha evam vati mahashramana yesva All phenomena arise from causes. The causes are taught, but we see. Okay, this morning we were talking about the two wings of a bird to cross the ocean samsara. And of the two wings, one is, of course, the wing of the wisdom, and the other is the wing of compassion. And if you look at the biography of the Buddha, biography of the Buddha, which is not the biography which you see oftentimes, but something very unique, very rich biography, which you find as only one verse. Not even one verse, 2 lines of the biography of the Buddha, which is on page 5, which we read every morning. Page 5. In the second verse, which reads, the one who has transformed into the reliable guide, motivated by altruism to benefit sentient beings, the teacher, Sugata, and protector to human frustrations. Okay, this in Tibetan, is there anybody who can say this in Tibetan? Hey, anybody who can say this in Tibetan? You know that? Tsemar. Okay, Tenzila. No, don't read that. Anybody can read this. Okay, I'm going to check the Sara students, how efficient they are. By the way, how many Sara students? Raise hands. Sara students. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Okay, the Sara, how many of you know that the Sara Foundation all sketch the barren land, and then the original sketch was planned by my teacher. And then I was there always as a young boy. For you, how many know that? You don't know that. Look, this is the thing. When the time elapsed, then we even forgot the history. So that me as I think 23 or 24 years old, no, I think maybe 25, and my teacher bought the land, Sara land. It was totally barren, and particularly in the month of the April, cold, very hot, extremely hot. And then my teacher would say, usually say, number one, from Monday to Saturday, no holiday. Sunday is only holiday. And Sunday usually I would be called up to the TC school up the mountains, where another teacher of mine was there, Venerable member, meditating as a hermit. So that is one time. But that is one thing which I really enjoyed. And then my teacher, also the principal of the college, he was at the Saturday evening, so I was so excited, tomorrow is my holiday. In the evening, my teacher would say there, Damdul, you will come with me tomorrow. So I finished my holiday, gone. So then we'll go in the car, and there, totally barren, nothing, scorching sun. And my teacher would, I don't know, my teacher was very smart. He did not know that I learned geometry in school. He didn't know that. But somehow he senses this boy knows all these things. He would take me. Very smart. So there, my job is, just feel the loss of spirit, maybe a little grumpy for having lost Sunday. And my teacher would just hold a stick. So imagine the Sara students hold a stick, and then on the bare ground, he would say, okay, here the main temple will come. Main temple will be like this. He would just sketch something. I would put it in my small notebook, how he sketched it. And then here will come the hostel. Hostel is like this. And then I would sketch like accordingly. And then here comes the classrooms. And then I go back. And one day I had a tremendous feeling of profound admiration for my teacher. At that time, while I was very grumpy, very scorching sun. Scorching sun, no tea, no juice, nothing, no water. But I was just in my 20s, and my teacher already most likely in 60s. And my teacher and two of us, we were under this one tree, or what that tree is, what do you call it? That the sour fruit. No, amla. Amla tree. Is there amla tree now? It's gone. So somewhere in the middle there's amla tree. So the amla tree with the very sour vitamin C fruit. And my teacher would be, even he would lose the sense of that he was under the sun. He would go here in the sun time, and I was at least under the little bit of shade. And a profound admission came. If there's a Bodhisattva, my teacher's the one. This was the thought that came to me. Already in the 60s, and I was just in my 20s, still grumpy. And then my teacher, he forgot his age, the sun, he was just sketching. And then my job is go back, and then on the proper sketch, what do you call that? Sketch paper, the huge paper, what do you call it? No, it's a sketch paper, something like that. It's a huge paper, architects. No, it's just an empty paper. No, there's a big paper. No, please don't give me wrong information. let's call it graph paper. Graph paper, big one. Then on that I have to really make a graph of the design. And then I have to carry this to South, what is that? There's some place, Korvali, after Korvali. Not one place. Usually people go there. Okay. No, okay, it's fine. So they have to go, in most cases, on foot, go there and give it to the proper architect there. And the architect, he's very easy now. He doesn't have to come to the spot. He'll get information based on the graph. Then he will design the proper thing, because this is law. You have to have a proper architectural design. And then on that basis, all these structures now they're enjoying. And they don't know the story. Okay, it's just a digression. Now going back to the point, compassion. This is something extremely important. I would say that for us, the true feeling of joy will come when the compassion grows. So how to grow the compassion? Again, based on the 5 principles that which we discussed this morning. What is that? 5 ever-present mental factors on that basis. So what we try to do is that finally say, today what we do is that, okay, I love my dear friend, the ones, and then later on, maybe after 1 year, 2 years, when you meet someone from this group, you'll feel close, and also that say even the online classes, you tend to see people often on screen, and say there later on when you meet in person, there's a familiarity there. So that way the affinity builds up. So now, but we have people who are difficult people, and particularly difficult people, and somebody who, according to law or according to the conventional norm, we see that they are somebody who really they do not deserve your compassion. But the idea is that finally, no matter what the other person is, the thing is that you should be happy. Win-win. You're getting it, you should be happy. And under any situation, you should be happy. So this point where there's a difficult person, yes, you can blame him, but you're unhappy, this is your loss. So whether it's a difficult person, good person, neutral person, whatever, you should be happy. How to make it happen? This is where the Buddha's teachings are so precious and helpful. After all, you should be happy. So, in other words, say, you should be able to, when are you happy? When do you feel the ease? When you embrace, when not forcefully, naturally, effortlessly, you embrace everybody. But how to make it happen? That you embrace everybody, whether you near and dear one, neutral people and difficult people, whoever that is, that you embrace everybody, and that will naturally, not force, not by rules, not by regulations, not by force. Oh, because if you don't do that, Buddha will be very upset. You'll be punished for this. No, that naturally it should happen. How does it happen? This is the next question. This is where the Buddha's teachings. In the Buddha's teachings, there's a tremendous emphasis on this, the activating your intelligence. Activating intelligence, your compassion, psychology, philosophy, logic, metaphysics. This is the reason. How to make it happen? This is the question. So for that matter, so finally from the 5, what do you call it? Ever-present mental factors or omnipresent mental factors. What are they? Contact, attention, discrimination, feeling, intention. So finally, whether you embrace others, reject others, is entirely happening on the intention level. So in the intention level, so whatever is the situation, you should make sure that the embrace is happening. Embrace, not rejection. Embrace is happening. And when the embrace happens, what is happening? That the light embraces every atom of the house. When the vase is lifted. When the obstruction is lifted, then the light spreads everywhere. And the light touches every spot in the hall. You agree? So how to make this happen? That is the ease. If you succeed doing that, that is the ease. And more it expands, more the ease. And it expands to infinity. When will it expand? Expand to infinity. When the vast is removed completely. Then the light, for example, sunlight. Sunlight in the dark, there's no sunlight. In the daytime, it spreads to everywhere where the planet Earth faces the sun. In this direction, everywhere the sunlight spreads. So likewise, this is known as the infinite ease, where the obstructions, suffocation, mental suffocation, the barriers all dissolve. How to make it happen? This is the next question. How to make it happen? This is the question. So for that, we see that say, to whom do you feel close embrace? To whom do you don't feel the embrace, in fact, rejection? We see that to some people, we feel embracing, we feel like embracing. Like your mom, dad, brother, or sister, to somebody who you love. Whereas those people who are difficult, you just feel like distancing, separation, rejection. So we see that, overall speaking, we see that the people, including not just the people, the animals, insects, the beings with the mind. Compassion only goes to these things. And we talk about compassion for the environment. But this is more, instead of compassion, it is a concern. This is the distinction that we have to make. Because that you're compassionate towards the beings, that you have a concern for the world. Because the world, if you don't protect the world, the beings are going to suffer. So therefore, but you can express a compassion for the environment, that's fine. But technically speaking, compassion is directed towards the beings, including the tiny insects. Tiny insects, and then you can think of the non-human beings like spirits, God, goddesses, everyone. So then we see that all the beings are classified into three. Near and dear ones, then the what? Neutral beings and the difficult people. So for near and dear ones, yes, we can easily extend our hands, embrace them. And difficult people and the neutral beings, to them are embraced. That's what happened. So the next is how to make this happen to the neutral beings, how to make it happen to the difficult people. This is the most serious question, and which Min this morning said that we should learn how to embrace the three kinds of the beings, near and dear ones, the neutral beings, and the difficult people. And first, when I was communicating with Min, so years before, maybe 1 or 2 years before, I thought that she's somebody who's already studying the Narada course since a long time ago. I somehow got this feeling. And then when I actually started communicating with her, I could know that it's just 1 or 2 years. And today when I ask, it's just 3 years. Okay, so when I could see the clarity. So during the Tushita, that was the first time? Oh, that's interesting. Because in Tushita, the answer that she gives, they're very clear. Answers are very clear. I thought that she must have been doing the Dharma studies for many years. Okay, so there's a little bit of digression. The point is that I'm not going to go into detail. And there's some seniors there. So here we have Carl and the Bomega and William and Omar, very senior. Omar is there, and then who else? And of course, Perun is there. And then Joshua. Yes, Joshua, very serious. And Pandela. And then we have these girls. They're very good. And yes, of course, our Tenzin Sungla. And Tenzin Randula has been quite, how many years? 3 years? 3 years. 4 years. Okay. And then here we have here. How many years? Tenzin Sungla? 1. Only 1 year. First I came, we met here.
Yes, but I came to your quantum physics seminar in 2023. It was the first time I saw you.
Okay.
Then I came to retreat, then I attended NDC5. So.
Oh, okay, good. Okay, what I'm saying is that, so the details you can study with them, and so actually Venerable has a very good combination. Western psychology as well as the Buddhist knowledge, that would be very, very helpful. And I was always encouraging Venerable to start teaching. Of course, we were all invited him many times for the conferences. Yes, Tibet House here, Ladakh. Okay, so you can learn, and then and then later we'll also distribute this to you, these brochures to you, just for information. And if you're interested, then you can join online. And for the students, in the first place, they're just for the purpose to make sure that the people get the maximum people can get the opportunity to this. We made it very low cost, and for the students again that is subsidized greatly. Just make sure that they feel that we have actually contributed something to what I'm getting. Otherwise, they don't value this. So, whereas if you get a sense, we cannot get a sense from the public, we can get a sense from the individuals. If you get a sense from the individual that this person is very serious, for example, like say, the say Shunzumla, but in my sense that she's very serious, and then if she requests for the full to waiver the whole scholarship, the fee, I'll be happy to do that. Okay, so this is a different story. So what I'm saying is that these things are available. So with this in mind, say for near and dear ones, embrace happens. For the neutral beings, then you see how you extend your hands. How to, not that, or you have to do that because this is what the Buddha wants, It doesn't work. It doesn't work. There must be a reason, concrete reason, which nobody can deny, nobody can reject. That is very important. Okay, for this, I like to, oh, yes, I also need to go through this. For this, first I like to ask you that, say, in your life, have you ever seen extremely pure love and affection? Extremely pure love and affection, which is very durable and very pure and very strong, intense in your life. Have you ever seen? Just tell me something which is the most readily seen, readily available around the world. Anyone? Mother's love. Yes, this is the one which is most readily available. You can see that between mother and child. So some people, they tell me, oh, Geshe, you travel a lot, and they tell me which is the most interesting place, which is the most interesting food. I said, these are all extremely boring questions for me. Very boring questions. If you really want to ask me one question, the question is that, what is your favorite thing to do? My favorite thing to do is just be in a dark place. From there I can see you and you don't see me. And that is not you, a mother and a child. Mother, not a 16 years old child. Mother and 5 years old child. Just keep observing. I can sit for like 3 hours, 4 hours. Just to appreciate the affection. Affection. That is so beautiful. Okay, so now the question is, this intense affection, the mother's sacrifice, is all because of love. And the child's affection towards the mother. When the mother leaves for just 2 minutes, 10 minutes, the child just screams and feels the pain of the separation. So there's a very strong bond. How many of you felt that when you were a little girl, little boy? With hands? Okay, say that if you ask me, did you feel it? I must have felt it. With my father, yes. With my mother, I just forgot. I lost my mother at 5 years old. So before 5 years, you don't remember anything. Before 5 years. You don't. You remember? Okay, in my case, with my mom, I just had like a, what do you call it? Like a feeling of the, what's that? Snippets. Just brief moments, like the still photograph, not like a movie. And such memories. Besides this, I don't really remember my mom cuddling. My sister would share all these things that this happened, this happened, this happened, which is so beautiful. Otherwise, I personally don't have these memories. Okay, so what I'm saying is that now the question is this love and affection. If you are to embrace love and affection, we have to learn from someone. So near and dear ones, the difficult people. You have to learn. We need, for example, syllogism. We need the subject, predicate, sign, and example. We need examples. We need examples to feel this love and affection. So if you look at this very strong love readily available, it's the mother and child love. And the mother's love towards the child, I don't know, we can replicate it. It may be very little difficult. Whereas the child's love towards the mother, this we can replicate. Why? Because just imagine that child, as a, say, 1-day-old child, does not feel that love towards the mother. You know that? You're born, and then who's who picks up? It's fine. You don't know who's your mother, who's the nurse. You don't know. But some people say, oh no, scientifically it's proven, which means that it is so rare, which is so common. When the dog passes a human being, when a dog bites a human being, this is not a news. When a human being bites a dog, then it's a news. You getting it? But it's so rare, and then they exaggerate it. But in reality, no. Even after, let's say, when you are 2 years or 3 years, when you separate from your parents, later on you forgot. You have no idea. So what I'm saying is that, so this love, the child's love was the mother. Day one you're born, that affection was missing from the child's side. The mother's love is there, but child's love is not there. And gradually, within a span of 2, 3, 4, 5 years' time, this love gets stronger, stronger, stronger from the child's side. You agree? To the extent that when the child is age 4, 5, 6, 7, then the love is so, affection towards the mother is so strong that you don't even want to be separate from the mother for even for a few hours. You understand it? You agree? Okay, now the question is, how come that this child with no affection, zero love and affection towards the mother, within a span of 3, 4, 5 years' time, he or she builds such a strong affinity, intense affection towards mother? How come that he developed this? This is a question. If you know the reason behind this, then we can emulate this love and affection towards the neutral beings and the difficult people. Okay, my question to you: How is it that this child developed intense affection towards the mother within a span of 4 or 5 years? Tim?
Because the mother gave so much to the child sort of mirrored.
Yes. How many agree with Tim in a sense? Good, because the child got everything from the mother. Child sees the mother as a source of benefit. You're getting it? Child sees the mother as a source of benefit. When you're hungry, you cry, mother comes. When you're cold, you cry, the mother comes. And you burn a hand, you cry, and the mother comes. So whenever you have a problem, mother comes to make sure that your problem is over. So you see that this is the source of maximum benefit. So it's a human mind, the tendency of the mind, that your mind go closer towards the source of benefit. Go closer towards the source of benefit. So affection is also referred to as, I feel close to. Affection means, I feel close to my mom, I feel close to my brother, I feel closer to my sister. So which means that your mind go closer there. So this is how the tendency is that your mind go closer to somebody or something which you see as a source of benefit. If this is how the affection grows from zero to intense affection, then can I see the neutral beings and the different people as a source of benefit for me? If you can, then your affection automatically grows. But we never think about these things. So the Buddha taught us how to do that. So the neutral beings, okay, let me give you one example. How the neutral beings we see as a, say, great source of benefit. Okay, I don't want to go into too detail because we expect to have some question answer session and also the soul offering. Soul offering will do it short. Okay, so let's say that the benefit that we're talking about, benefit is of three kinds. Benefit is of three kinds. So when okay, how many agree with me that when you see somebody as a source of benefit for you, then your mind goes closer towards that object. Presents when you see somebody as a source of benefit. Okay. So with this, the benefit that we talk about is of three kinds. One is the, say, short-term, small-scale benefit. Short-term, small-scale benefit. And we'll discuss later on what they are. Other one is what is that? Short-term, large-scale benefit. Short-term, large-scale benefit. And finally, ultimate benefit. Ultimate benefit. Lasting benefit. The greatest benefit. So, short-term, small-scale benefit, short-term, large-scale benefit, and the lasting benefit. There are three kinds of benefit that we talk about. And the benefit that we get, that we see now, the ordinary people see, the benefit is, then benefit that you get is the short-term, small-scale benefit. Oh, I feel close to my mom. Why? Because your mom is seen as where she gives you food and whatever small things you require. This is what you get from your mom or brother, sister, whatever. So this is short-term, small-scale benefit. Then short-term, large-scale benefit. For example, like how many came by aeroplane, presents? How many came by train? How many came by car? Okay, yes. So your mom made aeroplane for you, and the aeroplane also needs airport. Your mom made the airport for you. Whose airport is that? Your father's, your mom's? No. Okay. So what about your car? Your car requires a road. Road was built by your father's company? No. So without these, and this is a large scale, it requires many hands and long-term plan. So somebody should have constructed this. Do you know these people? We don't know these people. These are neutral beings. You are not angry. You don't specifically love them. You don't see them as an affectionate person. You don't see them as your difficult people. They're neutral beings. Because of the presence of neutral beings, that you got the car, you got the aeroplane, where you can use it. And it's better that you don't own an aeroplane. You own an aeroplane, very expensive. Every month you have to pay millions and millions of dollars just to sustain it. Better, whenever you need the aeroplane, it's there, ready for you. Pilot is waiting for you. Air hostess, everybody's waiting, and it's for free. You don't have to pay, you just pay a small amount, and they will take care of maintaining the aeroplane. True? Okay. So, who's doing all these things? Somebody should be doing that. Who's doing that? These neutral beings. It's because of neutral beings that we get all these opportunities. Amazing. For example, like say, okay, this pen is quite a fancy pen. You know what this is? Anyone who knows this pen? Huh? Anyone? Huh? Wow, this person is amazing. Oh. Oh. Now I become a little suspicious of this man. This man knows everything. What is Lemmy?
I think it's a brand.
He knows all the brands. Okay, yes, that's a good pen. So let's say the pens which are like 10 rupees. Okay, the pen, the fan, and the iPad, the hall. You think of anything. So many of the things, all may be available in those days, but this pen and so forth, they are not available, ordinary pens. They are not available 1,000 years ago. 1,000 years ago, people used the quills, the feather to write. Shakespeare must have been using the feather, right? And they did not have the privilege to use such pens. And these ordinary pens, Joshua is a very practical person. How much is this pen? 10 rupees? Yes. Okay. So let's say this 10 rupee pens is 10 rupees. It's very, very, very cheap. And then what is this pencil? 2 rupees? Today, Lohan is the laughing. But this same pencil, just imagine 1,000 years ago, if the kings and queens have these two, these will directly go into their treasure house. They become a treasure piece. You got it? Yes? They do not have the opportunity to use such a nice pencil. They don't have the opportunity to use such a pen. How come that you would get this for free? Such a cheap price. How come? How come? Anyone? If, yes, Arjanaji. Large scale production. We can also produce anything large scale. There's no market. You're getting it. Many of the startups, they collapse because there's no market, right? So for this, there's a market. What do you mean by market? There's a demand. What do you mean by demand? There are so many people buying the same object. You're getting it? Well, who are these people? If these people are missing, the factory will shut down. They will not produce this, and you will not get this pen. So who are these people? Do you know them? We don't know them. Are you angry with them? No. Do you love them? No. These are neutral people. It's all because of neutral people that we get all these facilities at such a cheap price. If your mother is to make this just for you, customized for you, your mother is to pay billions of dollars. Imagine, because for this simple 1 pen, it requires plastic to be taken out from the oil, petroleum, and the metal from the iron ore. And for this, there are all these metallic things that are required. Again, more iron required. For this, it's a generation after generation of work and cost involved. That in total, if combined together, is like billions of dollars just for 1 pen. So why your mother cannot afford that if she has to make one for you. But we are getting so easy now, very cheap now. It's because of the what do you call it? There's one word. Mass production. Because of mass production, large scale production. This is because there's a number of the people who are buying the same product that it becomes so cheap. So do you know these people? It's not just one generation, many generations. Many generations. The same company, because all the what do you call it? The tools, everything, they're already there. They change they modify the designs and so forth to accommodate the demand of the particular the time. Otherwise, we see that even for this small pen, it requires some billions of dollars, and your mother cannot afford it. So these are because of these neutral beings. So if you think like this is amazing, amazing. The more, if you don't think about it, then we become selfish. We take for granted. If you think about this, then you see that these are the sources of benefit for me. They are so kind. When I say they are so kind, what is the mental attitude? Embrace or reject? Embrace. So this is how our mind builds up the embrace, feeling of the embrace. So when you build up to a great extent, then it is like how, for example, say I don't know about others, but I could see these two. For example, Brother William. Brother William, look at him. When he's saying something, he's saying with the feeling where there's no room for, say, I hate you. There's no room for that. There's so much love and affection. So this is what we become. If we practice, if you continue to think about this, then your mind will gradually go in this direction, and then the narcissistic attitude, narcissism, it simply disappears. So that is, so these are all, for example, anybody who naturally expresses these feelings is a clear indication that you have practiced these from your past life. Clear indication. So, therefore, if you practice in this life, then next life, you as a little boy, little girl, you'll be born like this, very compassionate, and plus, if you add the wisdom, then you become a very smart and compassionate person, like Prince Siddhartha, born as a prince, and he demonstrates such as intelligence, plus very compassionate, unusually compassionate, where very unconventional, as a prince. As a prince, who is otherwise should be a part of somebody who exploits others, if not, at least, they say, would say that he would not help others. But he just goes beyond what he otherwise should be doing. He was literally there fighting against the injustices in the palace, and that too against his own relatives. He was totally against them to support the commoners. This is something, these are the demonstrations where the intelligence is there, plus the compassion. This is something in this life, if you practice it, then the next life you will become so rich at it. This is how we grow. Gade, gade, para, sambade, bodhisattva. Then finally what? Finally, Chelsea? The difficult people, yes. How to embrace the difficult? Okay, now the neutral people, yes. If you don't think about it, it will not naturally happen. If you think about it, okay, wow, this is amazing. If I'm born, for example, this sometimes it comes to me very often. If I was born 2,000 years ago, where the wars were happening everywhere wars are happening. In Asia, in China, even in Tibet, in Europe, in America. Westerners, Europeans, they came and just killed all the native Indians. Wars happening, and within Europe, again fighting is happening. In the Asia, fighting is happening. How many innocent people were just killed like this? Oh, at least today, this is not happening. There's some wars happening here and there. Overall speaking, it is seen as, no, this is not, this person is so bad. We identify like this. In those days, it's a common norm. You can be in your place, can be invaded by any other bigger place. And reading the biography of Alexander the Great, we call it great. What is great? There's nothing great. It's just invasion. And just imagine the kings of some place, when they heard that Alexander is now coming to the area, they surrendered. They surrendered. The king surrendered. And then they automatically become as a part of the empire of Alexander. And if you're born in those era, I can't imagine. And the gun, done, finished. But the arrow is not finished. Oh, you will have to bear the pain for hours and hours and hours. Oh. So this is where the situation is. Think of that. Then today, so why? There's some degree of democracy there, some degree of civilization there. And because the people evolved out of this tiredness of the wars and so forth. Okay, little bit digression. Now with the difficult people say the difficult situations are there, difficult people are there. We cannot deny this. We cannot say everybody's good. This is not true. We have to acknowledge. Good is good, bad is bad, neutral is neutral. We have to acknowledge that. And then by acknowledging that, it doesn't mean that, oh, bad, difficult people, oh, I don't care. This attitude actually brings loss for you. So seeing the bad people, seeing the difficult people, how to embrace. Not because that, oh, because the Buddha taught it, so I have to embrace. No. We have to see a concrete reason that this is such a great benefit, source of benefit for me. What is the benefit? Now tell me, 3 kinds of benefit. Short-term, small-scale benefit you get from your near and dear ones. short-term but large-scale benefit like airport, train stations, like the pen that you were saying, and so all the facilities, they come from the neutral beings. Now the what? The long-term benefit, lasting benefit. Lasting benefit, what is that? When you attain, okay, tell me, what is the lasting benefit? Don't say Buddhahood and so forth. Say something which makes sense to everybody. Lasting benefit. Fearlessness, where your tears stop completely, where you don't have to shed tears anymore, and your mind expands to infinity. Say, how many of you have experience of genuine peace, genuine happiness in your life? Raise hands. It's a very beautiful state. Okay, Aditi, tell me, when? Can you give an example?
I think when I come to your teaching.
Okay. Okay, anyone else? Anyone else? Maitreya? No joy. I can see smile here. You don't remember? Okay. Tenzir Hondula?
In a cold river.
Huh?
In a cold river. In a river.
In a river?
When you're submerged in a river.
Oh, then you feel the joy. That's interesting. Wow, that's interesting. Okay, that's interesting. Okay, so we have to submerge her more. Okay, Chelsea.
The morning I was going to Solomon.
Ah, okay. Okay, check.
Seeing animals in the
Ah,
wild.
very good. Okay, so when Jack said this, I know Min felt so happy. Yes, very happy. More?
The dawn, I see the dawn. Sunshine.
Sunshine. Okay, dawn. Dawn, the morning.
Breaking dawn.
Breaking dawn. What do you mean by breaking dawn?
Like the sun is slowly.
Okay, breaking dawn. Okay, Goran.
Swimming or running in the rain.
Okay, interesting. Okay, let me share with you, because we don't have time, let me share with you one incident. Okay, just imagine if you say, meet somebody, and you could feel the genuine compassion in the face of that person towards you. Not genuine affection, can be misleading. Genuine compassion towards you. Suddenly, where the person is ready to help you at any cost. If you meet somebody, right, what would you feel? You feel the joy or not? You will feel a very, very profound joy. You just feel that you are at home. You agree? Okay. Don't forget it. So one time I was doing such a class in one place, and I asked the same question. And they say, the 8 people, they give the answer one of the other, and one gentleman from England, he must be in his 30s. He says something which is very moving. What he said was that the most beautiful moment in his life was when he touched the hand of his 1-day-old daughter. When he was saying this, he was literally crying. Let me say this once more. He said that the most beautiful day in his life is when he was touching the hand of the 1-day-old daughter of his. When he's saying this, literally he was into tears. Just imagine if there's somebody, suddenly you meet somebody, and that person truly like this father, who felt this pride. Who you are, it doesn't matter. Who you are, it doesn't matter. But for him, for her, you are the most precious thing in the world. If this is somebody who you sense today, would you feel so happy in front of that person or not? Yes, no? Of course, yes. Of course, everybody craves for that. And who is that little girl? Who is that one-day-old girl? Or one-day-old boy, one-day-old girl? I would say each one of us. You're getting it? We forgot that experience. We take for granted the parents' love and affection. Except for those people. 1 out of 10,000 people, and they may not have, 1 out of 10,000 may not have got this love and affection. But majority, you got this love and affection. This is the reality. So we tend to forget it. But those people who do not get this opportunity, of course, there are other ways. You have, the feelings of joy and happiness, not necessarily. Buddha taught that, Buddha did not say that everybody was, you have to remember everybody's your mother. The Buddha taught everybody has been your mom, dad, teacher, student, brother, sister, and so forth. So this is so that is how you contemplate on others being as somebody who has been beneficial for you. So with this in mind, how I digress, I don't remember that. Okay, so the point is that now we talk about the what is that? Okay, lasting happiness. What is the lasting happiness? Is where your tears stop completely and your mind expands to infinity. No barrier. You're getting it? Just imagine that this father who was holding the hand of the one-day-old daughter, do you think that there's any barrier between the father and the one-day-old child? No barrier. From his side, the barrier is all dissolved. He's ready to do everything for this little child. So where you feel this barrier dissolved, that is when your ease is maximum. So what stops us from this? What stops us from having the infinite, the ease? So the barrier between your mom, between near and dear ones, the barrier is usually not there. Because of that, you feel the affection. Neutral beings, with this logic that we think about, so that helps us to remove the barrier. So now the barrier is difficult ones. You're getting it? Now, if you can dissolve this barrier with the difficult people, then your mind expands to infinity. You're getting it? Okay. So mind expanding to infinity is blocked by not the difficult person, not the difficult person, the mental chip, not the chips. Chip, yeah. Mental chip. In there, there's a block there, not out there. You're getting it? That out there is telling you that your chip has a problem. You're getting it? That the so-called difficult person is the one to tell you that your chip is a problem. Your chip is so pure, so precious, but there's some obscuration there. You're getting, what is that obscuration? Cognitive obscuration. Self-centered attitude. There is that. So that obscuration, if you remove it, so say by chance or by some technique, you're able to remove this obscuration. Selfishness is removed completely. Then the mind expands to infinity, no matter what difficult, near, everywhere it flows. The problem's here, in the metal chip. So now the thing is that, oh wow, that's amazing. That's amazing. That this difficult person is telling me that I have a problem in my metal chip. You agree? Okay, so only if I remove this, then my mind will expand to infinity. My happiness will expand to infinity. Okay, so therefore, whosoever helps you to identify that, whosoever helps you to remove that, whosoever is the one who gives you the infinite happiness. Yes, no? Let me repeat it. Whosoever helps you to identify this problem in your mind, whosoever helps you to remove this subtle problem, There is one who gives you that gives you the maximum happiness. Yes, that is a Buddhahood. And who is the one? Your mother cannot give that, because after this retreat, you go back home. Your mother says that, right? Okay, usually after usually when you come from your work and go to your mom, and then mom's a cup of tea. What do you say? Min? What cup of tea? No juice? No juice? No coffee? No latte? No cappuccino? No espresso? Always cup of tea, what cup of tea? So today after this retreat you go there, and mother again, okay, Min, right? Each one of, not only Min, each one of us, cup of tea. The mother's now expecting, no, what cup of tea? But today you are very different. You said that, oh mom, please sit down. What do you like to have? Oh no, daughter, son, whatever you like to have. No, mom, tell me. I will serve you. The mother could not believe. Usually she serves and still you are not happy. Now she serves and you are offering to serve her. What a change. Okay, my daughter, my son, you have changed a lot. It's amazing. You're very different. You went to the retreat and it's amazing. That's amazing, right? Wow. And then you are like a Bodhisattva, right? So your mother thinks that you are a Bodhisattva now, right? Your mother thinks you have changed. You are very kind now, so compassionate, so kind. She never experienced it before. So she thinks that you are a Bodhisattva. She does not see the damage in your metal chip. She thinks that metal chip is perfect now. And then your neighbor knocks at the door. And said that. And then you said what? Usually, hello? Now you say yes. The tone is different. And the neighbor, you have thrown garbage next to my door. And said that, no, I'm sorry, I did not. No, not me. I just came. You came and the garbage also came. Right? And said, no, I'm very serious. I'm also very serious. Right? And then so your mom, earlier you said that, get out, earlier. Now you do not say get out. You said, oh no, it's not me. I just came. Your mother's amazed to see that, what a change in you. You're not aggressive now. Oh, you're a real Bodhisattva. And gradually the person says, I'm going to sue you. Enough is enough. Get out, right? Right? Okay, so that now your damage comes out. Damage in a metal chip comes out. Mother thought that you are a Bodhisattva, but that you identified your disease, illness there. Your neighbor is telling you that you are still not a Bodhisattva. You have a problem that you need to go to a doctor to fix it. Right? Oh, yeah, I'm not a Bodhisattva, I still have the anger. So your neighbor helps you identify that. You fix it, and then what happens? You become Buddha. You experience infinite happiness. Who gave you this once you get the infinite happiness, you will never relapse. This infinite happiness will never relapse. Who gave you this infinite happiness? A difficult person gave you the person. So therefore, difficult person is the one who gives you the greatest of the happiness, lasting happiness. So therefore, this is the greatest benefit. So your difficult person is the one who gives you who is the greatest source of benefit for you. So your mind will go closest to that difficult person. So now that person is no more difficult person. That's the closest person. You getting it? This is amazing, amazing, amazing. Say it again. Okay, this is where there's a black and white. And black white mixture is always there. Black white mixture is always there. Black, white, and black white mixture is always there. You're getting it? So the one who many people say that the one who I love with the most, there is one who gives me the most problem. So in my case, the near and dear one and the difficult person both are in one person. One person with two isolates. So you are very lucky. You are very lucky because you don't need to put effort to think of two different ways. Just with the same person is easy, right? You don't go to school somewhere, then home somewhere, home and school, these are two together. It's amazing. Very good. Okay. In fact, the Lama Atisha Devangari Shri Jnana. Lama Atisha Devangari Shri Jnana, he was invited from India to Tibet. And he was treated as like a god by the Tibetans. But, and of course, he's highly evolved masters, so learned and so enlightened in the practice, highly realized. But he brought with him as an assistant somebody who's very difficult. Assistant who was so difficult. Not assistant. Deliberately brought somebody who's extremely complicated person. Very complicated, who's so short-tempered. For small things become so angry. He deliberately brought him. Why? For Lama Atisha to practice deeper patience. Yeah, for him to practice patience. Just brought him. For no reason he became angry. That person becomes angry. So Lama Atisha brought him. There's no benefit. Just for him to practice patience. Okay, so these are things. So that way, then we see that when you have tremendous affection felt towards the near and dear ones, difficult people, and the neutral beings, then what is the next question is that when you truly feel this affection, look at the mothers, how they feel towards, how they wish for the child. They wish the best for the child. And what is the best for the child? What is the best for the others? To stop their tears. How to stop their tears? That you should have the skill to stop their tears. So, how to do that? First, remove the metal stain from your metal chip. Remove that. So when you remove that, then you are in a position to benefit all the beings. So therefore, page 5. I remember years ago, His Holiness the Dalai Lama, oftentimes in the teachings, he would cite these two lines, in Tibetan, Semar Gyurba Drola Pensheba, Dumba de Shekyoba Chasene. Talking into Drola, Semar Gyurba, Sushin Shebar Cha. This is the Tibetan version. One verse. This verse is composed by Acharya Dignaga, Lobin Chorlang, Acharya Dignaga. And it was like 6th century AD. Around 6th century AD, that he composed this. And so here, now if you look at it, you see that it makes total sense to us. The one who has transformed into the reliable guide, to guide others from misery to ultimate happiness, from tears to the freedom from the tears of pain. So if you look at this, who's that? Prince Siddhartha. He did that. He transformed, which means we also can transform. He transformed into reliable guide to lead others from the darkness of ignorance to the light of the wisdom, from the pain of the tears to the total freedom from the painful tears. So how did he do that? Motivated altruism. He left the palace, seeing all the problems in the community everywhere. He was seriously thinking of how to help the beings. He realized that by staying in the palace, it will not help him. It will not make him to help other beings. So he left the palace out of great compassion. It says, motivated by altruism to benefit sentient beings, and he left the palace. So, left the palace to do what? Go in search of the path. Go in search of the path which he has to teach all the beings. Next is the teacher. The teacher. So with this, he met with two teachers. First, Acharya Alarkalam. He reached the same level as the teacher, and he asked for more teachings, and the teacher said that you already have everything, you got everything. And the Prince Siddhartha said that, no, I came here to look for the solution to the problems of the world, and still I don't get the solution. Then he left to meet with the second teacher, Acharya Udrega, and again, within a short span of time, he reached the same level as second teacher as well. And again, he asked for more teachings. And Acharya Udrega said, no, you already got everything. And he said, no, I didn't find the solution. Still, I didn't get the solution to solve the problems of the world. So he left. Then finally he found the wisdom of emptiness. Compassion is already there, two wings. Motivated compassion, the wing of the compassion, and now he found the wisdom. So so how to see that this wisdom is the one which can liberate all beings? First he has to experiment it with himself. For example, like the COVID vaccines. COVID vaccines like Pfizer, Moderna, and what else? Sputnik. Okay. So these vaccines were invented and then what? Give it, market it, or experiment it. It has to go through the various stages of trial. So the Buddha, the Prince of That, he experimented on himself. This wisdom, he experimented on himself to see the efficacy of that. And Pfizer is said to be 95% efficacy or 93% efficacy, Pfizer. I don't know if that is true or not, but they claim that is 93% efficacy. So likewise, the Buddha checked, the Prince of That checked the efficacy of this meditation. And then what he did was that all his miseries, like what we talk about, the iceberg, and all what's stacked on the iceberg, when the say 5,000 years ago, the polar, what do you call it, the Arctic Circle, Antarctic Circle, the Arctic Circle, the iceberg, they were so strong. And those people, they never thought that one day this can melt. Then 2020, 2025, global warming, iceberg starts to melt. When that melts, whatever is stacked on top of this will automatically crumble down. So he discovered that with this practice, iceberg of the self-grasping ignorance melts. And whatever is stacked on top of it, like what? Hey, young man. Okay, he has no energy, I know. Oh, but wonderful. Okay. Wow, from the sleep he's talking. It's amazing. He never paid attention then. Affliction. Come. Wow, this is amazing. Okay. So what is tagged on this all, and the miseries. They all fall apart. So there's Sugata. Sugata is the one who experienced the bliss of purity, where all the miseries dissolve. So with this Sugatahood, then he goes to protect the beings through his own experience. He goes to protect the beings by sharing the wisdom. So this is the, okay, we'll say this, we'll recite this 3 times together. Page 5. The one who has transformed to benefit sentient beings, the teacher, Sugata and protector, to you I make prostrations. The one who has transformed into the reliable guide, motivated by altruism to benefit sentient beings, the teacher, Sugata and protector, to you I make prostrations. The one who has transformed into the reliable guide, motivated by altruism to benefit sentient beings, the teacher, Sugata and protector, to you I make prostrations. Okay, now with this biography, whatever we said before, finding that all the beings are somebody who you love so much. So now that you love them so much, like the mother looking at her child, she wants the best for the children. And she sees that the child bereft of the suffering, bereft of the happiness, she wants the best of the happiness for them. She sees that the child is they having the pain, she wants to remove the pain altogether. So with this, you feel the same thing. In fact, it says that if you could really feel this affection towards the enemies, difficult people, your love towards the sentient beings will be even stronger than a mother's love towards a child. The Bodhisattva's love is way, way, way stronger than a mother's love towards a child. So with this in mind, you would want the best for the beings. So what is best? So how to make it happen? So as this rule line said, that you have to make sure that you have the experience of that state. So for that, you have to work to remove the mental defilements. And you have to take the responsibility. So for that, how to take the responsibility? By become one like Buddha, to become a Buddha yourself. So therefore, finally it says, may I become Buddha for the benefit of sentient beings. So this is the highest level of practice of compassion. Okay, so this is the other wing of the compassion. So we did a little bit about the wing of the wisdom and wing of the compassion. These two, if you practice on a daily basis, then your mind will keep growing. And we can't expect not to expect such growth happen with the span of 1 day, 2 days, or 10 days, or like 1 month, 2 months. It'll take time, but keep growing, be consistent with this practice within a span of a few years, depending on your background, your past life, what kind of past life that you had. Say where somebody has so much learning, intellectual learning from the past life, the wisdom may be quicker. For somebody who practiced compassion so much in the past life, compassion to grow in this life, bodhicitta to grow in this life may be quicker. And so that way, put effort, and gradually, depending on, as I said earlier, depending on what's your background from the past life. So this life, some people can generate bodhicitta quicker, and wisdom emptiness quicker, and sometimes it may be it'll take a little more time. So funny, so this is the only way to be, for your own benefit, this is the best thing to be done, and for others' benefit, this is the best thing to be done. So therefore, this one says, if you want others to be happy, practice compassion. If you want yourself to be happy, practice compassion. This is meaning. Okay, so we're done. Question answers. Very quick, some questions if you have. Any questions? Interesting, no question. Wow. Yes, Ashwin.
Vishla, yesterday we were speaking about meditating on the emptiness of being intrinsically one and the emptiness of being intrinsically different, intrinsically many.
Yes, both are correct.
This is not the
meditation on the wisdom of emptiness. Yes.
So I'm just wondering, what is the next step after we finish this step? How do we reach the next step, which is the meditation on wisdom of emptiness?
Okay, next step is the wisdom of emptiness. Meditation, the thesis. So the thing is that, say, the first one is individual. Empty of intrinsic one, empty of intrinsically different. And then say, oh, it's not here, not here. Then from the object, where is this? From the object. Not here or not there, but from the object. From the object, where is the self? It's nowhere to be seen. From the object. This is the next step. Okay, any more questions? Yes, Aditi. I know she has many questions. Yes.
We discussed that hurts abandon their self-grasping ignorance.
Yes.
And they attain nirvana, fearlessness. Yet the subtle self-centered attitude remains.
Yes.
But since they're in nirvana, how is the self-centered attitude still there?
Okay, for the Shravakas and Pradik Buddhas, they've already eradicated the self-grasping ignorance. They still have the subtle self-centered attitude. And for somebody who has already attained nirvana, how can they still have the self-centered attitude? Okay, I may go there to ask this girl. What's the answer?
Because the arhats are yet to attain the Damdul, and they don't have the infinite.
Okay. So she was not expecting me to ask a question, and suddenly, right? Okay. Anyone who likes to give the answer? Anyone? Bhumikaji.
Usually because they still have cognitive obscurations, even Pradeka Buddha.
Okay, let's put what Aditi is asking is how they can have this subtle self-centered attitude. Okay, cognitive, yes, but then the subtle self-centered, how do they have it?
Subtle self-attitude is not cognitive, it's affective, and it comes from, it is part of the cognitive obscurations.
So how is it that they still have it?
Because they only abandon the affective obscurations, which are cognitive.
Okay, so the subtle self, and what Buddha is saying is that subtle self-centered energy doesn't belong to afflictive obscurations. It is a corner of obscurations. And I think that Aditi is asking some more experiential rather than the textual answers. You're getting it? This very standard answer what Bhumiji gave. So it is like, let's say that the motivation. So we talk about the motivation. The motivation for them when they start to come into the Dharma, the motivation is that I am suffering. I am suffering. What are others? Yeah, I know they're suffering, but I am suffering. I must get away from this suffering. What about others? Oh, if I can help them, good, but then I must. I must self myself. This is a very strong motivation in the mind. So Buddhist mind is all about I. So, but of course, when they reach a high level of the realization that I am more important than you, that's a very gross self-centered attitude. This is not there. But sense of self-centered attitude by being oblivious to others, it's still there. Because they're trained in such a way that what can help me to get away from samsara? What can help me to get away from samsara? Just focus on that all the time. But the Bodhisattvas, they start with this. I must get away from samsara. Meanwhile, when they think of sentient beings, yeah, sentient beings also suffering. I have to do something for them also. From your experience, you extend to other beings, then your mind shifts to others. Where some people, they are so used to the self, they're so scared of the samsara pain themselves, that they'll just continue to work on this till they reach the nirvana. So therefore, the gross self-centered attitude is not there, but the self-centered is still there. Okay, so the example the Buddha gave, people are there two kinds. One who think about others, one who think about oneself all the time. So, Namdula, Rangdula, Pagdi Injire, So, on the so with this in mind, that the Buddha gave the metaphor. The metaphor is that, say, the merchants in the olden times, they sailed through the ocean and the seas to get to the treasure island. And today it's very easy to get to treasure island. Maybe 1 week, 2 weeks, you can reach there. But in the olden times, no motor ships. It's just this. What is this? Huh? Paddling, yes. This is it. This is how you go there. Or the sailing cloth. What do you call it? I don't know. No, the cloth. Which how do you do? Huh? Oh, this is a boat. That is not a cloth.
It's called the sails.
Sails, yeah. Okay, the sails, paddling, no motor. No motor. So it takes months and months to reach the treasure island. So in between, people have, what do you call it? The motion sickness? Seasickness. Yes. A long time in the sea, then it does not suit your body, generally. So some of them even felt that, now I cannot make it. They almost give up. So it says that sometimes, if they're lucky, the chieftains, the chief of the merchants, they can be like the Bodhisattvas, very high-level Bodhisattvas. They deliberately manifest islands before they reach the main treasure island. They manifest islands, and people are so happy. And so the chieftain, they deliberately create islands through miracle power. And then these people, the merchants, the business people, they get down, they rest there for a few days, they recover from the seasickness. And then again, the enthusiasm is reinstated. Enthusiasm is revived. And again they go. So the Buddha taught the personal liberation teaching like an island. For some people who are so scared of samsara that they cannot think about helping others. For them, nirvana is created before reaching the Buddhahood. So nirvana concept is taught like an island for them to rest, to rejuvenate, and then from there again continue to become Buddha. So this is where people's mindset is different from you. You are following the Bodhisattva path, I know. Because you just attended one retreat, I think one retreat or two retreats, two. This is third one. So 2 retreats, and she started a group, study group in Dubai with the Dorji. So we're working for others. So this what comes very naturally to you. This is so precious. And for others also, attending such retreats. Say for example, say on the text by the great teacher, the Benjamin Lawson Chogen, amazing great teacher. Even to come in contact with such texts, you would have a lot of merit. Unless you have these imprints of the bodhicitta, it's not possible to come in contact with these teachings. So we're all very lucky. So, in our own ways, try to practice these things. Next question. Okay. Yes.
So why do we classify emptiness as non-affirming negative? Why not affirming negative? Are we avoiding some? What gender is avoiding? Because when we say nothing exists, including nihilism. So here, what gender we are avoiding is we don't.
Okay, this is a good question. The question is, emptiness, why do we classify emptiness as non-affirming negative instead of affirming negative? If you put this as affirming negative, what's the problem? What danger do we see? For example, like if you see emptiness in the form of nihilism, it's very dangerous. So likewise, if you see emptiness as non-affirming negative, what danger can they be? Okay, this is a good question. This is a very good question. So, in fact, for example, let's say that illusion, things are not solid, they're all illusion, all coming from our mind. This is actually affirming negative. Illusion is affirming negative. But, yes, if you meditate on this, it does affect the self-grasping ignorance. But it is not as effective as the non-affirming negative aspect, just rejecting intrinsic reality with the help of the ultimate analysis. And also ultimate analysis, what you get is the non-affirming negative. And this affirming negative comes to the what is that? Affirming negative comes to which mind? Conventional analysis. You're getting it? So the problem is that it turns into conventional analysis. If the mind becomes ultimate, the object that this conventional analysis sees is conventional truth, it's not ultimate truth. So therefore, if it is affirming negative, it becomes conventional truth. This is the problem. Yes?
Geshe, you taught a lot of subjects this week, so I'm very happy that I could learn something. And this is one question I have from the NMC3 that you had. So,
wow, NMC3. That's amazing. Okay, who's teaching that? NMC3.
Two, or I don't know, one of the master courses. There's this question that I had, and I'm not in the class, so I wouldn't be able to ask again. So you said imprints and propensities. Imprints or propensities carry on with merit, which is the karma. So self is the basis that carries on in the mind. Is it continuum consciousness? That's the one.
Okay, are you a part of the NMC? NMC3?
No, I'm NCC.
Oh, you are not an NMC3. Okay. Yeah, there is what is known as time machine, which goes in the past and the future. Humanity goes in the future. Okay, it's very auspicious. So people are worried. People are asking me when we first started NMC1. People said, Geshe-la, are you sure that you're going to complete this, NMC1? I said, yes. And then NMC1 completed. Now we jump to NMC2. And people say, are you sure, Geshe-la, you're going to do this? So now she is creating a very auspicious sign. NMC3, she's a student of that. The first student. Okay. Is it 3? Okay. So what is the difference between the self and the consciousness or the mind?
So when you said
The
self-
basis.
Yes,
The
self-
basis for the imprint.
So you asked a question in the class like what carries on? Is it the continuing consciousness? Is my question. That's it.
So it's both. The text says it's both. For example, okay, let us say, what am I doing? What am I doing? Ah, I am hitting. And what is my hand doing? Huh? No. I am hitting and the hand is patting. Himani, the architects, this is their style to complicate people. They'll give different labels. Right. So I am hitting, my hand is patting. Okay, this hand is not me. My hand is patting, I'm also patting. You're getting it? Don't confuse. You're getting it? So therefore the self carries the imprint and the continuum of mind also carries the imprint, both. But it's because of the mind carrying the imprint, the self is said to be carrying the imprint. Like my hand hitting, so therefore I say I'm hitting. You're getting it? This hand is not me. Good. Next question. I think Chelsea now. Chelsea? Yes.
I just have two basic questions. The first one is about the meditation. For shamatha, I know the eyes are half open. Is it the same for everyone?
Okay, if the mic can be passed, that will be very helpful. Kendula, be smart. Because it is being recorded and the questions should be there because people will not get the question later on.
Thank you, Vishwa. I have two basic questions. The first one is about meditation. For the shamatha meditation, I know the eyes are half open. Is it the same for the analytical meditation?
Okay, this is a good question. So ideally speaking, so for the why the eyes open is encouraged is for the reason that when you sleep, eyes open, eyes close. Close, generally is close. So the moment we close the eyes, okay, even for particular hours when you're a little tired, think about, say you want to think of the four essentials, empty of being one with, so with the eyes open versus eye closed. With the eye closed, instantly you can feel like a veil covering your eyes. So that takes us to lethargy. That takes us to laxity, mental dullness, with eyes closed. Now for the analytical meditation, and particularly when your mind is still, when mind is not active, single point meditation particularly is to train your mind to keep still. So mind is still, is not moving, then to go into laxity is very easy. Whereas when the mind is active, analytical meditation, actively thinking, so there the mind to go into laxity is much less chance. So therefore, with the analytical meditation, if you find easier with the eyes closed, it's fine. But for single point meditation, particularly meditation on the awareness, for that, if you keep your eyes closed, finish. Better not do the meditation at all. It's very dangerous. Okay, next question.
One more question. So with everything we study, the philosophy, learning about emptiness, and all the topics we cover, I feel like the mind is so tricky, and the medicine can easily turn into poison to feed the self-centered attitude. So how to use this as medicine instead of feeding the ego?
Okay, when we study the Dharma, you become more learned, so there's a tendency for our ego to go up. So it's like medicine becoming poison. So how can we make sure that medicine remains as a medicine to quell the ego? Okay, this is a good question. This is a very practical question. Oftentimes, this is the phase that almost I cannot generalize, but I would say that oftentimes this is a phase most of us have to go through. That we don't know anything, you learn the dharma, and then you know something, and you meet with other people, you see that cognitively, information-wise, knowledge-wise, they're very low, you're better, then the ego comes up. This is what is bound to go through. Don't worry too much about that part. Don't worry too much about that part. So I would say that this is a phase that we have to go through. Say when you go through surgery, when you go to surgery, for what? To remove the tumor. With the tumor, there's a problem. When you walk, when you first go into the hospital, you go walking. When you come out, you come in the stretcher. All right? You do not go to the hospital, please, please make me immobile. No, please heal me. But then instead of healing, you come in the stretcher. Or you can walk. But there's a phase. There's a phase. And then gradually you recover so well. So likewise, this is a phase. Coming to the stretcher, likewise the ego comes. Ego is like becoming a sick person. Ego is the sickness. And then keep studying more, keep being mindful, okay, no, my ego is coming up. This is what is bound to happen. So when this happens, don't worry too much. Pray to Buddha, His Holiness the Dalai Lama, that I continue this journey and that my ego is going to be quelled. You're going to study more, continue this journey, and if you go in this proper direction so one thing that I would suggest is that if we stay to the track as identified by His Holiness the Dalai Lama, as to what the Buddha's teaching is, there are so many teachers there around. They say, this is Buddhism, that is Buddhism, this is Buddhism, and so forth. People can go off the track of Buddhism. They can go into very strange things. If we are so lucky that we have His Holiness the Dalai Lama. Nowadays, His Holiness doesn't give extensive teachings, but don't worry, there are so many teachings in recordings available. Just listen to these things. This will give you a proper direction, proper track to the straight to the Buddhahood, not off the track. So if you can do that, then you see that this is a part of this journey where you learn something. What is that? Of the three wisdoms, what is the first one? Wisdom through learning. So you got information, but the contemplation and the meditation, these two are lacking. This is how we have to go. So when you only have the learning, we are still an ordinary person. The transformation is not there. Ordinary person is marked by, so you're wealthy, there's a pride. You have a power, there's a pride. You have a more learning, there's the ego. Right? Generally speaking, not all the case. Not with everybody. Generally, this is what it is like. So therefore, if you go to a simple hotel, people are very interactive. How are you? You go to a five-star hotel, people not interact with you. They'll do like this. Understand? Because they have a sense of, not all, I'm always saying this, not all, generally speaking, this is the mark of the ordinary people. Ordinary people, when you have the money, you become your ego inflated. When you have the power, your ego inflated. When you have the knowledge, your ego inflated. So, what is marked of the common people? When the realization is not there, through what is the second one? Through contemplation. When that is missing, we are still ordinary. The knowledge is there, extra knowledge is there, that's it. Extra knowledge is there. And then make sure this is very helpful. We need to learn that, think of, for example, like His Holiness the Dalai Lama, vast knowledge, profound knowledge, and yet extremely compassionate, no room for ego, right? Think of these enlightened masters, where the ego is subdued. So then think of yourself, and you say, okay, still have to work on the second wisdom and the third wisdom. Keep working on these two, and gradually ego will subside. Then you will realize ego is ego is a tool of the small children, of a small child. Ego is a tool for the small child. Small child, they don't know anything. So how to survive? How to thrive? How to say that I'm somebody by bullying others? Ego. telling that I'm somebody, I know better than you, This is what I used to do when I was a little boy with my father, right? To me and my father, somewhat there was conflict. I was just a little boy, maybe age, I don't know, 9 or 10. And I was just verbally fighting with my father. And father was also trying to give his reasons. And I was giving reasons. And finally my father said that, my son, I lost, you are the winner. Literally, I was shocked. Wow, there's somebody in the world who accepted I'm the winner. Wow, there's such eye-opening. I could feel my father's affection. Who will say this? Son, you are the winner. I'm the loser. I lost. Wow, I was amazed. So this is how the small children, they do. So, I'm somebody proving that. That's ego. Ego is a tool for small children. Generally, not all the small children. So therefore, this is small children meaning of the three wisdoms, either no wisdom or the wisdom learning. This is the small children's phase, ordinary phase. Then we move to the wisdom through contemplation. Then you will realize ego is the source of destruction. It destroys me. Other cherishing is the source of benefit. When you convince, then you see the ego as a poison, not as something to be feel proud of. Okay, yes? Yes. Mike.
In syllogism, if both subject and beauty and entropy and existence, then what do syllogism about to debate?
Okay, let's say, can you put the syllogism? Can you put the syllogism? Like what? Say, emptiness of flower as the subject. It is empty of, it is the emptiness of flower because it is dependent originator. So the subject and the predicate is the same. Emptiness of flower as the subject. It is emptiness of flower as the predicate because it is dependent originated. So here the subject and the predicate these two are same. If that's the case, then this syllogism becomes a wrong syllogism, invalid syllogism. Because in order for the syllogism to work, both sides should establish the topic. If the topic is not established, then it's not a proper syllogism. So even the opponent, he also established the emptiness already. If the emptiness of flower is already established, you already know the emptiness of flower is emptiness of flower. You already know that. If you know that, there's no need to give reason. If you still give a reason, there's an invalid reason. Good? Yes.
So while meditating emptiness, why do some people feel fear or some people feel become? Is it due to some karmic mistake?
Okay. When we meditate on emptiness, why some people feel a tinge of fear, why some people feel a tinge of profound joy and so forth? Why? Is it because of difference in the karmic propensities from the past life? The answer is 100% yes. And number two, both are very auspicious. Not that one who feels the tranquility, that's more auspicious. No, both are equal auspicious. Because one is telling you that, oh, there's a clash happening between the self-grasping ignorance and the wisdom of emptiness. Clash is happening, which means that my wisdom of emptiness that I'm meditating now, and it is actually in clash with my chronic disease. Now my chronic disease is being attacked, being cured. This is so auspicious, amazingly auspicious. And some people, they feel the acute tranquility. So there, simply by getting a clue of emptiness, some physiological changes happen within you. That change can affect your psychological thing, the psychological feeling, the blissful feeling comes. Next, any question? Okay, men.
Geshe, I have a question about the syllogism we learned yesterday.
Yes.
I'm trying to understand the relationship between the subject, the predicate, and the sign. Would it be correct to say that the relationship between the subject and the sign is three-mode, and the relationship between the sign and the predicate can be either three-mode or synonymous?
Okay, this requires another 8-day retreat. Okay, what should we do now? Minla, you organize a retreat. 8-day retreat on this. 4 months, 3 months, 2 months, subject, predicate, sign. Oh. Okay, it can be any. Okay, it can be any. For example, let's say that, okay, let me give you one example. It can be any. For example, okay, that's right. It cannot be any. Okay, it can be synonymous. Okay, let's say the subject and the predicate. It can be synonymous, or it can be 3 modes, not 4 modes. Not 4 modes, not contradictory, but it can be synonymous or 3 modes. For example, let's say Min as the subject, she is the impermanent because she is product. So she's impermanent. Min as the subject, impermanent as the predicate. The relationship is 3 modes. Whatever is min should, whoever is min, according to, I should be careful, otherwise I'll be attacked by this girl. Okay, whatever is min, no. Whoever is min is impermanent, and whatever is impermanent may not be min. Correct? No? Good. What did I say? Whosoever?
What is the last one?
Whosoever is min,
Whoever is min should be
impermanent, and whatever is impermanent may not be min. Correct? In the second, I can say whatever.
Whoever.
No, impermanent. Whatever is impermanent may not be min. Who is ever impermanent? Don't say that. Table is not who.
Whoever is not impermanent is
No. Whatever is impermanent, not. I'm so glad today I'm able to challenge this girl. Okay, good. I'm so happy. Okay. Next.
Can I ask a question, just related to the text? In the text, the self-grasping ignorance always take the position to the conventional existence only, whereas the argument given by the wisdom of emptiness said that you don't exist ultimately. So I don't feel these 2 arguments are direct opposites.
Okay. Self-grasping ignorance is seen as conventional truth. Is what I'm saying? And the wisdom of emptiness is always saying that you don't exist ultimately. So what's your question?
So the question is, I don't think these 2 arguments are direct opposite to counter each other.
No, these 2 may not be directly opposite. This can be very different. Say the self-grasping ignorance, you are always conventional, conventionally existent, or conventional truth. That's true. But self-grasping ignorance says that I'm not conventional truth, I'm ultimate truth. Because I exist truly. This is what the self-grasping says.
In the text, because I'm confused, because there's a verse saying that I exist conventionally and simultaneously with the mind. So that is the position.
Okay, this is more like, okay, I understand it. This is where first the position is that, self-grasping says that I exist ultimately, not conventionally. Then the pushed, and says that, yes, you are saying that everything is conventionally, I also exist conventionally by exist. It's not that I don't exist. If I don't exist, then you can say that I don't exist with the mind. But because for you, existence and conventional existence used to be the same. So therefore, since you said I exist conventionally, there's some problem. And because I exist conventionally, I exist. Because I exist, I always exist with the mind. So this is, in a way, the self-grasping is defending himself using the reasons given by the wisdom. And then the wisdom saying that, finally, you don't exist ultimately. Self-grasping, your mindset is that everything should exist ultimately. It's not true. And you are like illusion. You exist, but how you exist is like an illusion. The moment wisdom comes, you will disappear. You are not a stable the partner of the mind. Very good. Any question? Decide no? Yes. Yes. Yes.
So I don't know if you mentioned this yesterday or day before yesterday, but you mentioned that when you first started your studies, you faced a lot of obstacles, but you didn't dive deep into that.
Not really obstacles. When my first, of course, studies, the mind hangs. All these things happen. Yeah.
So could you please elaborate on your?
No elaboration. What elaborate? My brain hangs. That is. Then I nothing to think. The Shubham wakes up and suddenly he asks something. Okay. Yes. Yes.
I asked the other day, so to ask on Wednesday.
What is that question?
About what the Buddhas, or not just the Buddha, but an Arya as well, sees with their eye consciousness.
No, she forgot her own question. What's the question?
There are two questions. One, does the Buddha have to do an ultimate analysis to see emptiness?
Of course.
And the other one was, if the Buddha is looking at a flower, what does he see with his eye consciousness?
He says Buddha. He says he says flower.
But how does he see the objective reality?
Not objective. No.
Ultimate reality.
Simultaneously, yes. He sees both the truths simultaneously. Because the flower as well as the emptiness of the flower, the Buddha sees both. Not only he, she. Buddhas can be she also. So what's the question?
How?
Okay. Look, she learned only one thing. How? Right? So later, any teacher will be put to difficulty. To say something, I say how. Right? So Chelsea learned that. Okay, the next question. Is somebody there? Who took the mic there? No? Okay, Atiti.
Geshe, I would like to elaborate on the same question.
So this is why I said no ad hoc questions. You are getting it? This is the reason. Okay, by the way, it's fine.
I wanted to just check, it is that the ID has seen the flower with their perception. At the same time, they see or not experiencing the ultimate reality.
Okay, so not all Arya beings, only the Buddhas. Buddha sees the true truths of flower and the emptiness of the flower directly and simultaneously. Only the Buddhas.
Okay, so when the Buddhas are seeing the emptiness of the flower, it's not through the eye consciousness. Correct?
For Buddha,
Yes.
eye consciousness, even the hairs, even every single hair, every cell of the Buddha sees every phenomenon together, simultaneously, directly.
So what would that look like?
It looks like a beautiful flower. If it is beautiful, it's a beautiful flower.
I'm trying to understand the difference.
Sorry?
I'm trying to understand the difference in the perception of the eye consciousness of the two truths
Yes.
of the Buddhas. What is the difference? Is it the same?
Not same. If same, then they are not Buddhas. So, because there's a difference, what if the reality is seen by the Buddha? If the two are different, the Buddha sees them as different. If they are one, they see it as one. If what is different is seen as one, then it's not a Buddha, it's an illusion, it's a distortion. Okay, any more questions? Okay, if not, we'll stop here. Now, we will do the quick end dream prayer, but no, the soul offering, very quick. So okay. So what we do is that, is there any question here? One. Any more questions from here? Lohena? Here? Maitreya? Are you sure? Okay, one question here. One there, one there. Okay, Madhya first. No, it doesn't matter. Ask now. It's fine. Okay, you think about it. So while Maitri is thinking, okay, yes.
Without falling into Day Bodhisattva, but yet without being indifferent.
Okay, this is a good question. This is a good question. What I would say, this is a good question. This is oftentimes a question that comes from people who attend such retreats. So this retreat is a little special in several ways. One is that the text is extremely high level, and I can, what to say, I can sympathize. I can sympathize with those who are beginners. For you, this is very high. You should also sympathize with me. Right? You should also sympathize with me, right? So yesterday I had this illness. One factor would be think of how to make it easy, putting effort in that direction. So that must also add to the illness. Okay, so this is a question coming. So how to sustain this? Say the most important is how to sustain our mind into practicing Dharma, where we distance more and more from the worldly concerns, and meanwhile not being indifferent from the world. Okay, this is a good question. So one thing that we can do is that Damdul has the 3 versions of the practice which we do in the morning, what we do in the morning. So that is the more detailed version, and there's a shorter version and the shortest version. There are 2 versions which Damdul represents. She has it, and maybe Damdul can share with Venerable Petula. When anybody who likes to have that, you can write Venerable Petula, and then Venerable Petula can send it to you. So that way, so if you can sustain this much, and then the most important thing is, I would say 2 things. One is just keep studying a very systematic, keep attached with the systematic studies of the Dharma. Not just, 2-day retreat here, 3-day retreat here, and so forth. These are very important. These can be like the boosters. But the main thing would be a systematic study. You need to have a systematic study. And nowadays, very easy, amazing facilities nowadays. Online facilities are there. You can be a part of any of such programs. Systematic studies, this is very important. And then, meanwhile, keep a good the friendship with the Dharma people. So that you will continuously be reminded of what you should be doing and how not to be dragged into the indulgence and so forth. So that will be very helpful. So daily practice plus consistent studies and be a good companion. So this is what I would say. Yeah. Okay. Yes. It doesn't come. So look, this is the problem. I said my mind becomes blank and nothing to say. So you said, say more. So I asked Madhya, say more. Tell her. Okay, so good, done. So now we turn to soul offering. So basically what we, otherwise, okay, we can do one thing. 237. Okay, Venerable you, okay, the mic. Okay, Venerable Petula. Page 237, yes.
From within great bliss, I manifest as a Guru deity. From my body, a fusion of light rays radiate forth in the 10 directions, transforming the environment and the beings therein. All becomes most perfectly arrayed with only infinitely pure qualities. From the state of an exalted white virtuous mind, All human sentient beings are all mothers and fathers. From this moment until supreme enlightenment, go for refuge to the Gurus and the three fools. Namo Gurudeva. Namo Buddhaya. Namo Dharmaya. Namo Sanghaya. Namo Gurudeva. Namo Buddhaya. Namo Dharmaya. Namo Sanghaya. Namo Gurudeva. Namo Buddhaya. Namo Dharmaya. Namo Sanghaya. For the sake of all non-sentient beings, I shall become a Guru deity, and thus place all sentient beings in the supreme state of Guru deity. For the sake of all non-sentient beings, I shall quickly leave this very life, attain the state of a permanent Guru deity. I shall liberate all non-sentient beings from suffering, and lead them to great bliss of Buddhahood. To this end, I shall now practice the profound path of Guru deity yoga. Om Nam, Om Nam, Om Nam. Pure vows of outer, inner, and secret offerings, and rich offerings of rituals of honor and spread inconceivably, pervading the riches of space, earth, and sky. In essence, they are pristine awareness. In aspect, inner offerings, and their various objects of offerings. Their functions as objects to be enjoyed by the six senses is to generate an extraordinary pristine awareness of emptiness and bliss. In the last phase of invisible emptiness and bliss, amidst the glowing clouds of Samatha offerings, at the crest of a wish-granting tree embellished with leaves, flowers, and fruit, is a lion throne ablaze with precious gems, on which rests a lotus, a sun, and a moon. Upon this sits my Guru, who is signed in three ways. In essence, all Buddhas in the aspect of the sacred monk, with one face, two arms, radiant with the right sign. His right hand is in the gesture of sounding the ground. His left hand meditation pose, opals and alms bowls filled with nectar. He is dressed with three clustered saffron, and his head is raised by a hundred's golden hat. In his heart sits all creating Lord Vajradhara, with a blue-colored body, one face and two arms, holding Vajra and bell, and embracing Vajradhara Ishwara. They delight in the play of unique bliss and emptiness, and adorn with jeweled ornaments of many designs, and are clothed in garments of heavenly silks. They radiate the crowns of light rays, and adorned with the major and minor signs. The Guru sits in the Vajra position, hallowed by the five-colored rainbow. His purified aggregates are the five Buddhas Sugata. His four elements, the four consorts. His sense powers and energy channels, sinews and joints are naturally in his arms. The hairs of his paws are 21,000 arms. His limbs are wrathful protectors. The light rays are directional guardians, lords of wealth and their attendants, while morning gods are but cushions for his feet. Surrounding him in their respective orders sit the direct and lineage gurus, Yidams, hosts of Mala deities, Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, heroes, and Gandhis, and encircled by a ocean of Dharma protectors. The three arrows of each are marked with the three Vajras. From their own cylinders, hook-like rays radiate, and draw forth the wisdom beings from their natural abodes, and they become inseparably joined. O O source of goodness and well-being throughout the three times, O root and lineage gurus beyond the spirituals of refuge, heroes, lakis, dharma protectors, and hosts of guardians, by the power of your compassion come forth and abide steadfast. Through all things are totally free of ignorant loving and glory. Still you and your embodiment of wisdom, loving kindness and deed, arose in various manifestations, according to the dispositions of your various disciples. O ye saviors, please come forth with your entourage. Om Buddha Bodhisattva Safarvata Eka Zahum. You whose compassion runs even the sphere of greatness, the supreme state of the three bodies in an instant, O Guru with the jewel-like body of Vajrakara, at your lotus feet I prostrate. You are the supreme awareness of all different conquerors, appearing in supreme skillful means in any way that takes, such as manifesting in the appearance of the sun of Brahma. I prostrate at your feet, O Holy Savior. Principal source of your without exception. You emanate all forms of deliverance, and are treasure of myriad children-like qualities. I prostrate at your feet, O Venerable Guru. You are the nature of all with us, teachers of all, including the gods, the source of the 84,000 pure dhammas. You tower above the whole host of fires. I prostrate to you, O Venerable Gurus. With the Gurus of the three lands and 10 directions, the three supreme jewels and all worthy of homage, with faith, conviction, and oceans of lyrical praise, I prostrate, manifesting forms as numerous as the atoms of the world. O Saviors, O Venerable Gurus, together with your entourage, I present you with oceans of clouds of various offerings. For expansive and well-fashioned vessels, radiant and precious, gently flow full streams of purifying nectars. Beautiful flowers as blossoms of trees, and exquisitely arranged garlands, fill the earth and sky. Drops of misery smoke from fragrant incense, billowing blue clouds towards the heavens. From suns and moons, glittering jewels and scrolls of flaming lamps. Joyful light dispels the darkness of thousands within the veiled worlds. Vast seas of scent waters renew with the fragrance of sandalwood and camphor swirl out to the horizons. Delicacies of gods and humans, drinks and wholesome peace, with ingredients of 100 flavors, of mask and offering. Music from an endless variety of various instruments blends into a symphony filling the three realms. Goddesses of sense objects, holy symbols of sight, sound, smell, taste, and touch, pervade all directions. To you, O Saviors, treasure of compassion, eminent and supreme feature of merit, I present with pure faith, Mount Meru by the 4 continents and the million times over, the 7 precious royal emblems, the precious minor symbols and more, perfectly delightful environments and beings, and the great treasury of all that bodies and humans use for desire. On the shore of the rich sea, grow the lotuses, offering represent from samsara and their honest virtues. Both pure and elevated, they captivate all hearts. Flowers arising from both worldly and superlative virtues, of my own and others' fields, bright in all cases. This garden is diffused with myriad fragrances of Masabata offerings. It is laden with fruits of 3 flames, 2 stages, and 5 paths. I offer this in order to please you, O Venerable Gurus. I offer a drink of China tea, the Palava Saffron, rich in 100 flavors with a delicate flame. The firewood, fire lamps, and so forth, are purified, transformed, and increased into a seal of nectar. I even offer illusion-like consorts of beautiful splendor, splendor and sealed in the 64 arts of love. A host of messenger deities, field-born, ultra-born, and simultaneously born. I offer you the great wisdom of all virtues, unobstructed, the sphere of the true, unadulterated nature of all phenomena. Beyond thought and expressions, spontaneous and inseparable, the supreme ultimate bodhicitta. I offer all types of potencies to cure the 400 afflictions of all our advances, and I offer myself as a servant to ease you. Pray keep me in service as long as faith endures. Before those having great compassion, I confess with regret and vow never to repeat. Whatever wrong virtues and evil actions I have done since beginningless time, cause others to do or in which I have rejoiced. Though all things are like a dream, lacking the sign of inherent existence, I sincerely rejoice in every virtue that ever arises, as happiness and joy of all areas and ordinary beings. I pray in shower rains of vast and profound karma, from a gathering of million clouds of appropriate wisdom and compassion, to roses singing and propagate around the moonflowers of benefit and bliss for the limitless beings. We know not our bodies are subject to either birth or death, but is a vessel of mighty being purification. Please abide forever according to my wishes, not asking your sorrow until the end of samsara. I dedicate the collection of white virtues thus created to sentient beings and ABCs accepted and cared for in almost your design. By Venerable Gurus, find the three ways and attain the Bodhisattva unification. You are a source of virtue and an immense ocean of moral discipline, and bringing over the treasure of the souls of Thosamling. Masters, sending kings of sages, guide and serpent, all that are older Vajra, I greatly trust you. You have the 10 qualities that make one the suitable guide. To teach our path the Guru's road to bliss. The Lord of Dharma representing all the conquerors. O my Guru, I make request to you. With your evildoers, well subdued by citation and honest, honorable knowing the mantras and rituals, and having both sets of 10 principles, skills in drawing and teaching. O most wiser older, I make request to you. You unmistakably show the good way of Siddharthas, to the unruly migrators untamed by countless householders, ladies of this degenerate age, difficult to err. O compassionate Savior, I make request to you. At this time of the seconds of the sons of the sages teaching, we enact the deeds of the conqueror. For the many migrators who ask the Savior, O compassionate Savior, I make request to you. Even as we sing their help from the walls of our body, His grace is to free their help for us. Higher than the conquerors that we keep our legs and their directions. O compassionate Savior, I make prostration to you. And adorned by the precious beads and the 3 qualities of Slavas, from any intricate web of your appearances with skillful means, you manifest in ordinary form to lead all beings. O compassionate Savior, I make request to you. Your aggregates, elements, sensory graces, and lists are in nature of the 5 Siddharthas, their consorts, Bodhisattvas, and their awful protectors. O essence of the 3 jewels, the Supreme Guru, I make request to you. You are the witness of the intended Mandala arising from the play of omniscient to seek awareness, all pervading Lord of 100 Buddha families, foremost Vajradhara, the Lord of harmony unity, I make request to you. Unobscure, inseparable from the way of benevolence, the nature of all things, pervading everything in motion and rest. Samadhavata, free of beginning or end. Actual ultimate Bodhisattva, I make request to you. You are the Guru, you are the Iman, you are the continuous and protector. From now until enlightenment, I shall seek no refuge other than you. In this life, our Honorable of all future lives, hold me with your book of compassion, saving me from the fears of samsara and nirvana. Grant all cities, be my constant friend, that not me from interference. By the virtue of having thus requested 3 times, from the scenes of my Guru's qualities teaching now, why there are not the different things, stream forth one by one, and all together to unholy places. And one by one, and then all together, they absorb, push the 4 obscurations, and I receive the 4 pure environments, and seek for the 4 bodies. The replica of the Guru happily dissolves into me, and grants inspiration. So the soul offering, page 245. Om Ahum, Om Ahum, Om Ahum. Pure clouds of outer, inner, and secret offerings, objects that bind us closer and complete vision, pervade the reaches of space and earth and sky, spreading out beyond the range of thought, in essence they are perceived awareness, in aspects that are offering their various objects of offering. Their function is to generate the extraordinary awareness of emptiness and bliss as objects to be enjoyed by the six senses. Imam, in the grand play of perceived awareness, all places are logical fields, and all structures possessed by other classes. Oceans of clouds and some other offerings below forth. All objects are imbued with the glories of all beings. All beings are actual mirrors of the realities. There is not even the word impurity or flaw. All is but infinitely pure. Whom from the state of one fire, in which all mental fabrications are still. On top of a turbulent great and blazing fire, above the crown of the tripod of 3 human heads, are within the proper human sculpture, all the ingredients brilliantly around one by one. Placed above them as Om, each sparkling with brilliant color. The wind becomes turbulent, fires flare. The ingredients come from their body and tumble forth copious vapors. From the 3 letters, the fusions of light rays radiate out in the 10 directions, drawing back the 3 ultrasonic letters and dissolving individually into 3 letters. These melt with the nectar and blend with the ingredients, purifying, transforming, and increasing them. Emaho, becoming an ocean filled with the splendors of all that we wish for. Om.
Okay, so till it'll take another few minutes, 2-3 minutes. So till that point, beside the 03Sept Buddha.
So praise to Bodhisattva.